and Jesus asking the Marine Corps, I need the American citizen for enter, and the recruiter say, no, 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 it's okay, you have your green card, come on, no problem.
Before and after the invasion of Iraq in March 2003, thousands of U.S. troops shipped out of San Diego. Among these was Jesus Suarez del Solar, a 22-year-old Marine Lance Corporal who was born in Tijuana, Mexico. Along with more than 500 other U.S. soldiers, Jesus never returned alive. In the months preceding the U.S. invasion, President Bush and his cabinet members tried to build support for a preemptive war with Iraq. They said war was necessary because Saddam Hussein, former ally of the United States, possessed stockpiles of weapons of mass destruction. Claiming that Saddam was linked to Al-Qaeda, President Bush frightened Americans with a terrorist threat in the form of a mushroom cloud. At the same time, sources within the intelligence community were disputing the president's claims. They asserted that intelligence about Iraq was being distorted by a wholesale propaganda effort orchestrated by Vice President Dick Cheney and Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. These charges were supported by weapons inspectors from the United Nations, including former head of the UN inspection team, Scott Ritter, an intelligence officer who held the rank of major in the U.S. Marine Corps. Ritter and other critics of President Bush accused him of exploiting fear of terrorism in order to silence opposition to the war machine. To their voices were added the Pope in Rome, head of state, and millions of protesters worldwide. On February 15th and 16th, more than 600 anti-war rallies took place in nearly every country around the world. Among these were rallies in New York, where 100,000 protesters assembled at the UN headquarters. Between 750,000 and 2 million demonstrated in London, making it one of the largest such events in that city's history. 1.3 million people marched in Barcelona, 650,000 in Rome, 200,000 in Sydney, Australia, and hundreds of thousands more in France and Germany. Despite the growing anti-war movement and the lack of a UN resolution authorizing the attack, the United States and its allies amassed more than 200,000 troops for the invasion. And on March 10th, the British government announced 6 key tests for Iraq to comply with if it was to avoid war, including a TV address by Saddam Hussein admitting to having weapons of mass destruction. Meanwhile, constant media coverage of the war that was about to happen made it seem inevitable, although there was little mention of the costs or of the likely casualties that such a war might bring. On March 17, 2003, coalition forces began the aerial bombardment of Iraq. And on March 20th, the U.S.-led ground invasion began. The objective was to overwhelm the Iraqi army in a matter of days. As a member of the 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion, 1st Marine Division, Jesus Suarez was part of that invasion.
Hopefully we'll get this done and come home soon, so we can step out safe.
Are you nervous being up here so high in the open?
No, not at all.
Why? The Iraqis, can they get you from here?
In this ABC report, filmed in Kuwait near the border with Iraq, Jesus showed himself to be an enthusiastic and confident participant in the war. He believed the words of President Bush. Fernando Suarez, the father of Jesus, explained how his son first became interested in America. During an outing in Tijuana, Jesus had seen some destitute children, and his father explained how the use of drugs can disrupt families. This made Jesus want to join the U.S. military. Jesus wanted to become a hero, and he already had absorbed the message conveyed by television advertisements for the U.S. military, that soldiers were somehow able to save children from drugs.
When he had about the 13 years old, something this, he coming with me in my activities in Tijuana, in Mexico. I working in the social activities in Tijuana, and he see the young boys, kids about the 6 years old, something this, use the drugs. You know, the gasoline, different drugs. And the kids live in the streets. And he asked me, and my daughter too, what happened? Why not have the father, not have mother, not have a family, not have a house? And I say, sometimes yes, but the use the drugs because not have a money, not have food, and the drugs destroy the family. And he told me, asked me, and who make the drugs? And say the bad people, etc. And he told me, okay, I like the enter the police, department police in Mexico, for combat this one. He not like this, and told me, Father, why not gonna live in United States? I say, no, I am happy here in Mexico. We have the own house here, etc. And you don't need to go to the United States. You have a school, you have your house, etc. No, but I like enter the army over there. Why? Because I see in the different newspaper, etc., the United States have a special group for combat the drugs, and I like enter over there for combat the drugs. No, it's okay, and I not put too much importance in this one. But he continued and pushed me too much, and my daughter Olivia told me same. I can enter the Navy.
As time passed, Jesus' father took steps to emigrate from Mexico to the United States to fulfill Jesus' dream of joining the military.
But Jesus and Olivia pushed me, come on. We need to go to the in North United States, go to the high school, finish over there, and I can enter the Marine and Navy. And I take the decision. I broken my life in Mexico for support the dream, my son and my daughter.
Determined to become a U.S. soldier, Jesus had already asked a recruiter if U.S. citizenship was required to join the military.
And I say, but what happened? You know, it's American citizen. You is only legal resident. You can enter the Marine Corps. Oh yes, it's no problem. I don't need the citizen. And Jesus asked in the Marine Corps, I need the American citizen for enter. And the recruiter say, no, it's okay. You have your green card. Come on, no problem.
Jim Brown, Vietnam veteran and Purple Heart recipient, explained how promises of military benefits and recognition are a lure for young people to join the armed forces.
You'll be trained in the particular job that you're going to do in the service, and they also promise that you have benefits coming to you as a result of your service, like health care and like education, housing that'll be available to you that wouldn't be available to you if you hadn't gone in the service. Those are the promises I think that they make. I don't know, it's like in this day and age, these people are over there fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq, and they're dying and becoming horribly wounded, multiple amputees. I mean, this is a very, very high price to pay, but yet it's kind of being put on the back pages, if at all. And you rarely see anything about it. And yet this is happening every single day, and the count's going up quite a bit. And this needs not to be hidden in the back like, you know, like some little minor thing. This isn't collateral damage. This isn't, you know, acceptable levels. This is people dying for the country. Well, hey, I'm a gung-ho Marine recruit. Back when I got out of college, you know, I joined the Marine Corps. I went in as a second lieutenant in artillery, and I went to Vietnam to serve my country. And I served him, and I did as good a job as I could. I was wounded, I had the Purple Heart from it, and the combat action ribbon, and I did my job over there. I watched people die around me. You know, this was not a pleasant thing. And I watched people die around me, and I thought I did a good job for my country. Went home, got on with the rest of my life. I've been in combat. People have died around me. That's why I'm here. You know, and that'll strike home with a lot of vets because they were in the same boat. You know, and they never spoke out. And yet here we go again. You know, It's time to speak out, and things happen so fast. There was no dialogue. There was no time to speak out. We went to war like that.
Jesus was well regarded by his commanding officer and the other soldiers in his battalion.
He was somebody who was always willing to do anything it took to get the job done. He loved his fellow Marines and sailors, and they loved him. They did everything they could the other night to save him, and I know he would have done the exact same thing for you.
His father recalls the day when he was told that Jesus had been killed.
The March 28, the three Marines is coming in the house about the 8:05 a.m. I'm not here, I go to my job. The Marines come in and ask for Zane, my daughter-in-law. And when my wife see the uniforms, say my mother-in-law, no open the door, no open the door. Something is wrong. My wife called me, the job, and I'm coming right away. When my wife called me, she not told me nothing. She told me, the Marine is here. And I come in 3 minutes, I am here, and I see the Marine and ask, what happened? I waiting for saying, no, you're not waiting for nothing. I am the father and she's the mother. You told me right now what happened with my son. I waiting the same. It's almost the robot. And I got it. You told me what happened right now. And he back and see the other Marine, and the other Marine say yes, and told me Jesus passed away in the camp, Isaero. And the family put very crazy inside. And I got it in my car, and I go to the school for the other families, member families. I no say nothing, I no cry. I'm very upset only, very, very upset. And I come back to the house, everybody's cry here, my daughters, my wife. And I say I'm not gonna cry, I need the support of my family.
Shortly after his son's death, Fernando began to speak out about the unnecessary war and its deadly impact on families in the United States and in Iraq. Similarly, he explained how the destruction caused by the war created a deep well of hatred for the United States among the Iraqi people.
Today, when I enter the internet in the morning and I see the news from Iraq, the numbers is increased. Right now it's about the 520 American good boys died because Mr. Bush lied the American people. Almost 550 boys, plus 100 and more in Afghanistan. How many boys need Mr. Bush for to stop this illegal occupation, this illegal war? This is the question. What is the magic number? When I go to the Iraq and I have a contact with the ordinary Iraqi people, the question is similar. The Iraqi people ask me, you is American? Yes. And you live same here, like this? Without water, without electricity, without a school, without medicine in the hospital? When I say no, why Mr. Bush in May say the war is finished and collect the big money for reconstruction of my country? I don't see nothing. This one is your democracy? This one is your lifestyle? We don't want. Thank you. Please go home. This is the problem over there in Iraq. And the young people, students in university in Baghdad, when I gonna enter the university, the a lot of students put in the door and say, no Yankees here, no Yankees here. Really, you believe me, I put very nervous because I don't know what happened. Across the street is the military, American military, is not very happy with my friends and me in Baghdad. The front of me is the Iraqi students, about the 17, 19, 21, 23 years old, very upset and say no Yankees in the school. About the 30 minutes speak the Iraqi friends with the students open the door. When I speak in the front, about maybe 50, 60 students, and I explain what happened in my family, and I explain the thousand American people love the peace, the thousand American people no support Mr. Bush in this illegal occupation. And when I explain the mission that my friends and me is the peace and the friendly relation between the two countries, one girl asked me, "Everything is fine, it's beautiful, very nice dream. But we never call the American for come my country and move Saddam Hussein. Thank you, no more Saddam Hussein, but we never called you for remove Saddam Hussein in my country. Okay, you doing. Why your government is no go? Why your government is continuing in my country, destroying my family, destroying my school, destroying my life still? Why?" And the other boy, "You know what? I lost my friend in the bombing. And now, when I have opportunity, I'm gonna kill the military members." The other boy said, almost, "I see the flag in the uniforms. This flag is destroying my life. I lost my father and my mother. When I have opportunity, I'm gonna make revenge." This one is the more dangerous right now for America. The Iraqi children, the 11, 12, 15 years old, lost the family, lost the father, the brother, sister. What I see right now, the military members in the country. No see the reconstruction, no see medicine in the school, no medicine in the hospital, no see the supplies in the school. And what happened inside this boy? This is my enemy. This is my enemy. And we need to stop this one today, because this boy, maybe in 5 years more, or maybe 3, or maybe 1, I don't know, is coming to America and made the other September 11.
Late in November of 2003, Jesus' father traveled to Iraq as part of a 9-member delegation of Americans. While there, he made a pilgrimage to the place where his son was killed. Reporter Bob Woodruff, who had met Jesus, guided him to the site.
March 27th, early evenings, tragedy strikes. Someone has stepped on an explosive. Who is it, I ask? It's Suarez. There's a gash by his right eye. Blood has soaked his pants. The frontline ambulance is now trying to pick him up. They're asking him about his wife, where he's from, just to keep the conversation going. March 28th. Jesus is dead. He died in the chopper on the way to the hospital. We are stunned.
Fernando Suarez met with groups of Iraqi citizens. He spoke to them about his son and explained that many Americans, like him, were opposed to the war.
Your face like Iraqi.
Yes.
Your face like Iraqi.
Thank you for saying this.
Welcome.
And thank you for the welcome. These people know why my friend and me is here?
No.
They don't know.
No, why you will here?
Okay, I have a voice from the thousand American people.
ويحب انه ينشر للسلام في العالم كله
على اثر
نشكر احنا هواية على هذا الشعور النبيل.
العراق والعراقيين بلده واهله.
نشكر على هذا الشعور النبيل.
They are thanking you for all your movement and they hope that your idea will be everywhere, the peace.
We need the American regular people like me and you, friendly, friends.
Yes.
We don't need the war.
سلامت عليك.
At a school in Iraq, Fernando discovered that Iraqis too wanted peace. While he was in Iraq, Fernando failed to convince Paul Bremer, the U.S. government's civilian administrator, to meet with him.
Let me see if I can find.
Fernando visited a hospital and distributed gifts to the sick children.
Did you just get them? Yeah.
The beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Say her have a beautiful eyes. Enojado, he's angry, he's upset.
No, I don't know he's angry. I don't know why he's angry.
Fernando visited with the soldiers and tried to lift their spirits by giving them letters written by children in the United States. At the site where Jesus died, Fernando placed a crucifix.
Fernando, can't be certain exactly where it is. It's essentially out of this ground right here. The armored vehicles parked 500 meters apart, scouting the area.
Jesus was survived by his 20-year-old wife, Sane, a 16-month-old son named Eric, his parents, and 2 sisters. On February 14th, the family assembled for a tree planting ceremony held in memory of Jesus. soil taken from the spot where Jesus was killed would be used to plant the tree. Father and son disagreed on the war, but Fernando respected his son's decision to carry out what he saw as his duty.
No estamos aquí para cuestionar las razones de esta guerra. Estamos aquí para recordar a los más de 530 jóvenes muertos y los miles de iraquíes que han fallecido en Irak.
We are not here to question the reasons for this war today. We are here to memorialize the 500 plus that have died there of our troops, and also the thousands of Iraqi civilians that have died over there.
Gracias por venir. Vamos a hacer la siembra del árbol. Gracias.
Thank you for coming, and we will now plant the tree. Thank you.
This one is from Tijuana, for the place my son bear. And this soil is for this country. I love America, and my son love America too.
Placa tiene